Hello, hello. All right, this is actually post-stream Yeru. Over here, I did make a promise during the stream to finish up with the remaining three accounts, how we should be classifying them. Uh, do look out for the other video that's also made by post-stream me. Uh, is to make up for the lack of audio, which once again I'm very sorry for. But without further ado, let's actually finish up the remaining work that we didn't do. Alright, so the first one, well rather the next one that we're covering is bank overdraft, which is negative cash in bank. What this means is well, let's look at the story here, alright? You spent more than your savings. That is essentially what a overdraft mean. And that is why sometimes you refer it as like, negative cash in bank. But if you ever see that in a trial balance, for those who are working as in accounts, do note this is we'll cover it, but spoilers, this is a liability. So don't put it under, your cash and cash equivalents portion. For a very good reason, because once again, you spend more than whatever you have in your savings account, meaning you are technically borrowing from the bank for a short term and with higher interest. And that is the key point. So you spend more than your savings and you have to pay it back, obviously, because if not, the bank would will look for you, and not in a good way. Right, so this is number two, where there's a future financial outflow, right? Because you gotta pay it back in the future, and you pay in cash unless times are tough. You go bankrupt, you sell your other assets to a bank. But yeah, that's besides the point. Basically, it just means the key point is in the future. You know that you have to pay them in the future, therefore it's a liability. Right? Okay, so that covers bank overdraft. Now we move on to ordinary shares. Okay, so for those who do not know what ordinary shares are, basically, in the simplest of terms, is you buy a portion of a company. Now, say the company sells shares, right? Usually the reasoning is for funds. That is number one. Right. So portion of company, okay, let's clarify a bit. You can think of it as ownership. So for example, okay, it's a bit hard to do with this small space, so I'll just say it instead. Say company A has 100 shares, right? And if all 100 shares belong to one person, that person has 100% ownership of this company. If it's split 50-50 between two people, then each person owns half of the company. By owning, so for shares, if you hold shares and a significant portion, you are allowed to vote. I mean, everyone's allowed to vote, yes. But your vote means a lot more at annual general meetings where, the people vote for the new directors, So all these are very technical stuff. Just know that more shares equals to more quote-unquote power. Power to choose who you want to, run the company, essentially. And yeah, so this is why I'll say ownership, even though it's not full ownership, like you can't cash it in for the company itself. yeah, I'll say, okay, let's maybe change it a little bit, like quote unquote ownership. Oh dear, what happened? Oh, okay. Quote unquote ownership, right? So what the company does is they sell their shares for funds, for money. Moolah. And well, in this case, actually, the company doesn't have to pay anything. Sure, they pay dividends. If you know, you know. But this dividend is optional. So it fails criteria 2 because you can pay it anytime you want. You know, if the company is not doing well, they really cannot afford to pay dividends, and they won't. You can't force a company to pay you dividends unless the government says so, in which case it's a different form and we don't cover that. We cover the most basic ordinary shares. Yeah, so it's optional, meaning you don't pass criteria 2. Therefore, equity. Oh, I realized I forgot to label all of this. Okay, wait. Let me just go back and do this. So this is equity. These are liabilities. And let's do some correction in front as well. This is a asset. Asset, and asset. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, I realize I didn't exactly do the stream very well. Okay, I'll improve on it in the next stream and any future streams. Hopefully, probably. Please scold me if I'm not improving on this sort of things. Please, I do want to make your learning experience more enjoyable. And easier to understand. Right, okay. So the last one, preference shares. Right, so the main difference between this and ordinary shares, everything else equals except you have compulsory dividends. They could call it other things, you know, payouts, whatnot. But criteria 1 is the same. They sell these for funds. And the most important part is preference shares, they will stipulate percentage per year, percentage per period, and any period, 6 months, 3 months. So once they state this, it means that the company are, you know, committed to actually give it back. So because the company is saying, yes, we will pay you back, basically it satisfies criteria 2, where there is probable future outflow, right? Probable because, well, even if the company is making a loss, they can defer it, but in the end, they still have to pay it, right? Unless they go bankrupt. Then in that case, they pay a portion of it, right? So because both conditions are satisfied, you know, you classify this as a liability. And okay. I realized that my writings aren't reflected here. Hold on. So what I'm gonna do is try to fix this. I hope this is not... Right, okay. So for those who are watching this back and not sure what you're looking at, basically this is how you can classify certain items that you see into assets, liabilities, or equity. So assets are denoted by the circle with A, like these. And liabilities, circled L. And finally, circled E for equity. Right, okay, so this covers the application questions that I couldn't finish during the stream. And yeah, do check out the other additional video on top of the VOD because I made a mistake. And I think this is, well, the next best way I can, to correct those mistakes. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this. Hopefully you have a good rest over the weekends before your next week's work. Yes, thank you.